Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. In today's video, we are going to be doing a real-time plan with me for the week of August the 11th through the 17th. I am using this super cute washi from Coffee Monster Co. I think it's called like Fruity Fun because it's all fruits. And I really want this to be kind of like a rainbow week where it's super colorful and super fun. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and start setting up my trackers for the week. I'm going to be using 062, just a nice, lovely yellow. I think it's a little bit lighter, but I also didn't want it to necessarily be like blindingly yellow. Okay, and then doing this here. I have kind of decided that I don't particularly want to make a goals or task list this week because I really just kind of need to do a brain dump and not hyper fixate on specific goals. I really need to do a brain dump and then kind of figure out what needs to go where. This is typically very necessary when I have a lot on my plate in multiple categories, which I do. And a lot of it is due to an upcoming vacation, which is very exciting, but also very stressful. So I have, I think, 3 full weeks to prep, and that's with work, with content, with planning, with getting everything together, because that's usually my job. To get everything prepared. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. I am endeavoring to use a lot of color this week, but I also want to have like a solid outline. So there's a few things that I'm not gonna do. I don't want to write directly onto that Tombow just yet. If you've hung around for a while, you know I'm a stickler about that. Like, I want everything to have some dry time. So we are going to set this up with the super cute little faces. So we're going to have a mood tracker right here, and we're going to have an energy tracker here. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, and then I think what I want to do to make things a little bit more fun and colorful, I think I want to use some different, kind of like set up some colors. So I want to do this, like an orangey to kind of go with that. Maybe a kind of more obnoxious yellow there. And do kind of like a green. I might even go little fun and do like 2 greens just to keep it really bright. Let's see, so our blue is kind of like a soft, like indigo kind of color. Let's do like that. 6. And then I think I want to use like a brighter pink here at the bottom to finish off that week. Okay, I really like that. And once that dries, I'm gonna write in the days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fantastic. I really like that. So I'm glad I did that. And then I'm going to try to find like a color that's similar to each day. Like I might use like an orange here. And then I don't know, I might try to use this like pinky orangey color for that apple, because it's not like really stupid red. And then do orange here and then yellow here, maybe that green, one of the greens here, that periwinkle. Like I want to just like use these super fun colors is basically what I'm saying. Okay, and then let's go ahead and pop in. I need to put one of my sticker books underneath, because even though we're getting towards the back half of the year, and I won't need these, it'll like lop the other way at a certain point. We're still here. And I am using my Uniball 1. I'm just trying to use it up. It's not one of my favorite pens, but I know I'll be using Uniball 1s this week and Uniball Signos kind of. Uniball 1 is probably what I'm going to use because they tend to have a little bit of a softer color. And I think that they would be really fantastic for these spreads. So personal, we've got skincare, and I've got vitamins and meds. Meals, steps, workout, read, and BB10. Okay. I do have several bills that I need to pay, but I'm going to have to write them down a little bit later, just because I don't know what all I want to pay yet, because I usually kind of pay in weekly batches. So now switching sides here, and again I'm letting that Tombow dry. I'm just gonna let it dry until we do our check-in this afternoon. I've got a lot on my plate with work, and I don't want to prematurely write too much down, because on Mondays things can get very chaotic and change. So we've got tracker, we've got weekly, daily, weeks, and 5 here. And then for personal, I'll have make, bed, dishes, floors, litter box, 1 task, 10 minute, and I don't know what the other thing is. Oh, garden. Okay. So there we are for all of the writing in. Like I said, I'm gonna let this Tombow dry. I feel like I even kind of want to go back over all of this and make it a little bit darker. Let's see. I just don't really feel like it's dark enough to go with that. I don't know. It was just lighter than I kind of imagined it to be. I don't know, it's not bad, but it could just stand out a bit more. Okay. All right, so that's gonna kind of conclude this little clip. When we get back, I'm going to fill in what we got up to on Monday. I think I'm gonna try to just go a little bit more memory keeping this week instead of planning too much. Like there's gonna be some stuff I can put down, but I don't wanna get too crazy and ahead of myself until I do this brain dump. So I think this is a good place to stop for now. All right, I'll check in with you guys soon. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. So yesterday I came home and I really wasn't feeling that top notch. So I did not record, but we're gonna get after it this morning and do some updating for yesterday. So first things first, all of our swatches should be dry, and I'm actually gonna use this hard tip Furunasuke from Tombow. That's not typically what I use, but I feel like the page needs a little bit of boldness. I'm probably gonna hate it, but we're gonna give it a go anyway and try new things, and it is gonna be what it is going to be. So we're going to write in mood, energy. I guess I'm probably gonna hate this. I'm just not a really great writer with these. I don't know. Single letters seem to be fine, but when I'm trying to write words, it's just not great, and I still screwed up an S. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. I do need some backing here. I have not popped in the weather for yesterday yet. I did forget to do that prior to filming this clip, but I will do that afterward. And I haven't written the rest of my bills list quite yet either. Okay, so we're gonna do I feel like it's getting a little better. I don't know. Debatable. I still don't like it, but I wanted to give it a go, and I just wanted to do it on camera, challenge some people, see where we landed. So I'm gonna let that area dry a little bit. I am gonna just use that Uniball one so that I don't want like the boldness on the bottom here too. But I'm gonna go ahead and mark in my water. I got everything except for one down. As far as mood goes, I would say I was in like a pretty good mood. And then energy wise, I would say, I feel like I wanted to do this in color, but it's okay. I would say energy wise, I was also really good, even like not feeling that great. Like I really just got nauseous like towards the end of the day and like had to kind of crash. It wasn't like a personal, I don't know. And I would say I am in a good mood today. All last week I was like, meh. So I'd rather just be in a little bit better mood. And then I feel like my energy is really good today. So we're gonna go up a little notch. Okay, so I do want to pick a nice color. I am going to use this cherry red just to start the spread off with like a nice little kind of red color. And then I feel like this would be really good, but I don't remember what it looks like for Tuesday. feel like the orange that's here is like super orange. And how would that look next to that? Really accurate. All right, we'll use a little bit of a mix. Okay, so we're gonna put that one. I picked these up at Michael's and I absolutely adore them. I might have to get more on Friday. Okay, so I am gonna pop in a little bit of color here. So for skincare, I do get, you know what? Oh, there was a craft lunch over there. All right, let's get some stickers and get going. All right, so first things first, I did a nice, lovely little tidy apartment, and I updated my planners early, and then I needed to go to Publix. So I want to do like a tiny icon for that. I don't know if I have like the tiny groceries one that is living in my head, and I don't know if I made it up or if it's, nope, totally didn't make it up. I'm gonna put that little dot guy there. I'm gonna put Publix. And then we're gonna get into work. I feel like a lot of my day was like calls, though. I'll keep that one in case I find something a little bit better. I do feel like it was a little bit of that, but it wasn't like crazy manic or anything. I like this one as well. There was just a lot to do yesterday that, like I said, really did involve a lot of phone calls. So, and chasing people down. So we're gonna use that, and I think I'm going to use, sorry about the noises. I can't do anything about them. I feel like this would have been a good tiny icons week for sure. Just because I don't feel like that pink would be better like at the end of the week, and I'm trying to kind of stay on a color theme here, so we'll do this. Glover, Shelton, Murray, Boynton, Jackson. Is it 11? Yes, it was, because I got off the phone with. I'm gonna put And then that lets me do Jackson and Blankton, even though it was kind of backwards from that. Okay, and then I do want to do I said I wanted to stay on like a color theme, but I don't know anymore. I don't know. Because I'll hit a block towards the end of the week. Let me do this. I do want to use this. That's why I was like, not super thrilled that I'm having to do this, but I know. I know one better. Oh, it's like that is an awfully large stack for summer, and I know with 100% certainty I don't have that many summer stickers. So I am not a summer person. Sorry to the summer folks out there, I'm just not one of them. My garden is about as summery as I get. But I thought about this when I was looking for another sticker last night. I did want to research. I always pick kind of like a downtime activity. So like I may do like, dependent on how long some of these tasks are, like I might make a few phone calls and then take like, I don't know, like a little 15-minute brain break. And I really enjoy that. It keeps me going at work. And I very much just like need that decompression time. So, I'm also gonna look for a shoe. I need to order some more sneakers. Like even though I'm halfway through the sheet, I use these pretty frequently throughout the week. So I need to order one. I might order today. Okay. And I like the tiny icon balance a little bit. Okay. 12, 3, 30. I haven't done that in a while. And I'm gonna draw a line with my black pen, and I need my ruler. But like I was saying, I do feel like I always need like a downtime activity, and I need to just take a break, a brain break every so often. And my brain break yesterday was researching tequila flights and getting the meal plan done for our upcoming beach trip, which was really fun. And I really enjoyed it. So the meal plan is done, and it definitely like helped my brain out to make sure that that was complete. And now I can take my brain break activity today can be to make the grocery list. And I've already started working on that a little bit. So that was really nice. Like I'm trying to get like a little bit done every day for the beach trip. And then Friday is kind of going to be a big day for getting stuff done for that. And I just really want to try to organize as much as I can so that I don't leave it until the last minute. And then I did do a modified 12-3-30 workout. I had not done one of those in a very, very long time. And I then just really watched an episode of Ito. I don't think that's how you say it. I don't know exactly how you say it. And then I just updated my planners, mainly my weeks. Because I just, like I said, I didn't feel that great and I didn't feel up to filming. That is a perfect pairing, by the way. Again, this is cherry red. I did get both of my skincare regimens in. I did get my meals logged. I did do all my steps. I did do a workout. I didn't read. And I didn't work on VV10, but I did get my 10-minute task done, which right now is kind of adjacent to that. I did work on my trackers. I guess I kind of worked on the weekly because I got this set up. I didn't work on a daily. I did work on weeks. I didn't work on 5-year. I always make my bed. I did not do dishes. I really kind of did floors. I definitely did the litter box. No one task. I did do my 10-minute thing. So a 10-minute task for me is what it sounds like. It's me working on a bigger project for at least 10 minutes. So if I'm home, that might mean getting a closet cleaned out, or it might mean cleaning out some craft cabinets or something like that. Like usually just that kind of thing. I think I'm going to start to transition to like a packing mode and cleaning things out soon. Because I am pretty sure I'm going to be moving when my lease is up in 2026, and I'd rather just, again, kind of get ahead of the curve and pack up things that I'm not using and things that don't need to be out eternally, and I can always go in the closet and grab if I need. But if I'm at work, it is part of the brain break thing, and it is downloading the courses from James Burke Creative, from Teachable, because the Teachable goes away. I think at the end, I think like the final date is like November something, but I'm trying to be done long before then. Okay, so now we're moving on into like this orange yellow thing. And while I do feel like this orange is really orange, I really also kind of don't know of an alternative. So we're gonna get after it. I'm trying to think of really what I've done this morning. And it's kind of the same thing. I kind of am a creature of habit that way. I definitely could put in, I do like this orange after all, because it is very bright. I'll do, I don't think, oh, no. I just realized I need to go back and put a sticker on the last spread from last week, because I was thinking about it yesterday and didn't do it. I was gonna try to run by the grocery store, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. And then I'm gonna do a slash for skincare because I did my morning skincare. We can do a slash because we're working on the weeks. I can do a slash for dishes, but I'm gonna do the dishwasher today. And then I'm gonna do the litter box as soon as I am done with this video. So I feel like that's a good place to start for Tuesday. I have learned the hard way to not write all the lists and the things before I leave for work, or else this starts to get really, really muddy because things change very quickly in my office sometimes, especially on a day where my boss is going to actually be in the office. Things can just get a bit much and run away from us, and I'll have the entire day mapped out, and then, you know, someone will show up that wasn't supposed to, or we'll need to do service work that wasn't planned. There's always something that happens. But I am going to put some toys away, and then I'm going to finish my hair and get out of the house so that I can get to work, and then I will check in with you guys this afternoon. All right, see you guys later. All right, it's time for a little check-in and update. I don't know if you can tell, but it is Wednesday. It's actually about 5:30, and I'm gonna try to fill in as much as I can. before Jeff gets here. So let's see how far we can get. All right, so as far as the mood goes, I do feel like I've rallied, but I'm gonna put like a middle. And then as far as energy, I feel like I'm not like at the peak, but I'm definitely better than what I started out as. I accidentally slept in this morning, so my alarm went off at 5. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn on the coffee pot and I'm just gonna go lay down for like 5 more minutes. And I rolled over an hour and a half later and I didn't realize that. I've already filled in my weather and I've already filled in all my water. I kind of have to fill in my water as I go, or I tend to get really absent-minded about it. So I'm really glad I did that. I am going to check this off in orange because I think that's kind of fun, maybe to check it off the day that I actually paid it, which I did pay it yesterday. And then going into the trackers, I only get 1 slash for skincare. And then I'm gonna do vitamins and meds. I did log my meals. I need to go back and look at my steps. I don't think I hit it. And I did not work out, read, or do anything with Virtual Voyage. As far as tracking goes, I did fill in my tracker. I did not work on the daily for that day, but I did work on dailies. And same with weeks. So I've got those. And then I did end up, sorry, hopefully that didn't mess up the video. Gotta love telemarketer calls in the evenings. So I did handle the litter box. I did not do so great with dishes or tasks or anything. It really crashed pretty hard yesterday. So we're gonna move on to the actual day. So what I want to do is I'm gonna use this super cute little washi. It's like an in progress washi. Oh my gosh, with the telemarketers. All right, and it's perforated, and I was like, this would be like the cutest little washi to use for in process tasks, I think. And I'm gonna move it over just a bit. Actually, I'm gonna put a little dot for Panera because I did stop and get Panera on my way in, which was a little foolish of me, but it is okay. And then I'm going to do a few dots for what I managed to accomplish. I actually need to find that list really fast, so hold on a quick second. All right, that was fun. I knew the piece of paper I had was not right. So I was like, this is what I did on Monday, not on Tuesday. I'm like queen of the Post-it notes and all the extra sheets if I am in the process of filming. So, okay. So we've got Jackson, Murray, Glover, and I feel like I did some other like little odds and ends things, but mostly what's kind of happening right now is that I've got pretty big projects that I need that are just time consuming that I just need to kind of like touch every day. But I did have like a pretty big revelation yesterday, which was kind of nice. And that was that if my boyfriend and I leave for an Orlando trip on Black Friday, we don't have to like take an extra day, and I'm still having to kind of convince him that we need some like an extra day. So I did work on some Orlando planning and like brainstorming in the mix of the things that were going on. That was kind of like my side project, if you will. And then I did work on some August dailies. So I'm gonna put that in there. And then I really crashed quite hard. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice today too. Like, I gave a lot on Monday and Tuesday, and I crashed really, really, really hard. So I think I'll write something along those lines. What I think is really funny though is that I cook food all the time, like for everyone. I am going to use one of these just as a like rare opportunity, I guess. I love a color-coded spread because it lets me remember that I have really cool color stickers, I guess, that are themed. So otherwise, I really don't know when I would use like an orange light bulb other than to showcase paying the power bill. And then I want to do a line for trash, recycle. And then I needed to place my second Coffee Monster Co. order. I want to call this out because if you haven't seen like any of my like organizational videos for my sticker stuff, the way that I will occasionally go through like sticker books, or if I find like, I don't want to go through my entire sticker stash and do this, but like little bit by bit, I've been trying to put affiliated stickers in with my Coffee Monster Co. stickers so that I see them and use them, so that I'm cleaning up what I have. And that way too, if I'm like, oh, I'm out of grocery stickers, I'm actually not. I just think I am because these are not in front of my face. So I have been cutting up my sticker books and putting those together. I want to do, the orange would be really pretty, actually. I'm gonna do I think I'm just gonna do this one. Maybe? Do I wanna have this one? This is clearly destined to be a jump cutty video, so I'm super sorry, or at least a jump cutty clip. Sorry about that. Then I'm gonna put TCMC birthday order. And then I pretty much just crashed out after this. I really did. I just watched an episode of Atoll and completely just turned into a vegetable. So there's that. But I was definitely a little bit more efficient today. I am going to go ahead and pause this clip, and we're gonna fill this out in the morning because I need to go help him grab things out of the car. So I will check in with you guys then. Good morning, everyone. So we are going to pick up right where we left off once Jeffrey got here. So sorry about that, but we had a lovely little evening, which we'll talk about in a second. It was kind of a mess a bit, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and pop in moods and energy for today. I would say I am about here on a mood, and I would be about here on energy. I'm really excited, but I don't feel like my energy is also matching that. And then I have popped in the weather. Funny enough, it was supposed to rain yesterday and never rained, but then this morning it's raining and it said that it's kind of not supposed to. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna put rain, and then if it just turns cloudy, then I'll do what I've been doing before. We are definitely, I'm wondering if I should take my glasses off because it's making me a little wobbly, but that's okay. We're just gonna work with it. Weather has been crazy lately here. It is going to get up to 90 again today. It's very like, it looks like it's fall outside, but it's definitely not. And it's hot and it's humid and just super cloudy. So like all that humidity is just like, it's oppressive. It's absolutely oppressive. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to pop in here is that I'm gonna put 3 glasses of water. So I almost made it. And then let's look at tracker stuff. I think I did everything for Tuesday, but now we can switch over to Wednesday. And I gave this a lot of thought yesterday, like an unnatural amount of thought went into what color I was gonna use next, because you know, I kind of wanted to use yellow to keep the rainbow thing going, but there's so much yellow on this spread that I kind of wanted to like ease into green a little bit more, and then finish out with like the pink. So I'm trying to kind of follow this a little bit more, like the washi more than the like Reggie Biv style. So, you know what I just realized? I think I'm gonna use some of these boxes for my upcoming trip too. Okay, so I definitely want a green. And then I'll have to test out some blues for that. I feel like I always go back to my favorites instead of using the new ones, which is slightly unhelpful. Get a spare piece of paper. I've been keeping my cutoffs. So like if I cut down like Project Life cards or something like that, these are actually from like an old raffle that we cut at the office, because I can tell from the little bit of color. Let's use the new one, maybe. I don't know what's the name of this. Pistachio cream, because I haven't used it in a spread yet that I know of. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is my trackers. So I actually get to skincare yesterday. I have not logged all my meals. I do get a dot for steps. I didn't hit 12, but I did hit 10. I'm gonna do a slash for workout because I started one, but I didn't finish the one I started, unfortunately, because I was gonna finish it while I was cooking, and then Jeff and I ended up going to dinner. I didn't really work on my tracker. I did work on weekly, but I didn't get all the way up to date. I didn't really work on dailies or weeks. I did work on my 5-year, but not the pages that are current. It was like memory keeping. Okay. Why didn't I write that I made the bed yesterday? I literally make my bed every day. This is like one of those, we put it on the list just so we can check it off every day and just have that hit of accomplishment. Also, I did work on floors. I didn't finish them. Oh, okay. This is where I'm messing up. I'm gonna just leave that because I would have definitely still swept a little bit, just not completely. Wow. And my hair is all in my face. Okay. We're struggling. Okay, back at it. Okay, And my elbow keeps hitting the bottle that's off to the side. Okay, so Wednesday, made the bed. I did actually take care of a lot of dishes. I just didn't clean them all up. Floors, litter box. I definitely accomplished at least one task. There was, I'm gonna check it off and then slash through garden a little bit. Okay. That takes care of trackers. And then I'm gonna leave the pistachio cream out, put this one back. And then we are going to get started. So I think I mentioned this in the last clip where I accidentally slept in. So I was intending to get up at 5 and go work out, and I legitimately rolled over. I know I keep leaving this out and it's bothering me. I really need to just tie my hair up because it's all on my face too, which is really distracting. My alarm was set at 5. My alarm went off. I did not wake up. Well, I did, and I went and I started the coffee pot, and then lo and behold, I went and got back into bed, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna lay here like for 5 or 10 more minutes. And then I rolled over, and it was an hour and a half later. So clearly I was tired, and clearly I needed it, but also clearly not helpful. So I then got up and came into the living room and started working on some Hobonichi 5-year pages for August while I watched my show. And then I feel like I kind of want to use that. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to move it up a touch because I did run to the grocery store. If my hair gets in this, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to like keep it out of the way, but it's also trying to dry. So, I'm gonna put 5-year August. I also just updated planners in general. And I'm gonna do a dot for Kroger and gas, even though it was definitely in the opposite order. And then I had a really weird experience. So a few weeks ago, I went to Kroger and someone approached me for money, and I actually didn't have anything like on me to give them, but it was also like just a really awkward interaction and kind of scary. And it was just really, it was weird. It kind of felt stalkery, and it was just weird. And normally I don't get like dramatic like that, but I definitely felt really uncomfortable. And then yesterday when I was getting gas, the same person approached me, and they were in their car this time, and I don't think that they like, I definitely don't think that they remembered or anything like that. Do I want to use the yellow so that it's not like green on green, or do I want to use, I think I'm just going to use the last yellow on this sheet anyway, because I can use the green at a different date and time. but I like bringing that yellow in, sorry. And it was just, I was super uncomfortable. And then, so I'd already woken up late, this happened, and then they didn't have what I needed at the store, in one of the items that I needed at the store, and so I had to kind of like settle for something else. And I was just like I was just not in it. I did not get to work out until later in the day. And then, sorry. I'm gonna write all these people's names. Yeah, I just felt like Monday I was shot out of a cannon. I felt like Mercury retrograde had finally ended, the veil had lifted. Like, I was so happy. Like, I felt like out of my funk, and I was just like off to the races. And then flip that on its head, I felt so freaking crazy and uncomfortable yesterday. And like, there was weird, because I feel like Tuesday was kind of a transit day where I was still really productive, but I was starting to feel weird. Then yesterday it was just like literally everything that could go weird went weird. It was just so bizarre. It was so bizarre. So bizarre. Unfortunately. So yeah, there was that. I don't know how to categorize it any other way. It was a lot. I just realized I didn't use any like tiny icons here on Tuesday, and it's because like I did work out. I could do, I remember thinking this yesterday too. I wanted to mark that I watched It's All, and I could do Étoile. It might be Étoile, not Étoile. I might be saying it wrong. If you speak French, let me know, or you know that, or you're a ballerina and you know, please let me know, because I want to say it right, because it sounds so pretty. Now I need to find a cleaning sticker. I've also been trying to set up a few things for my upcoming travels, like gathering materials. I'm also gonna do a really fun setup with me for October. It's gonna be done a little bit different than my setup videos, and I'm pretty pumped about it, to be honest. I'm gonna use a little spray bottle because it was a lot of sprays. I needed to finish the bathroom and then work on the floors. And then I'm just gonna do a little dot for garden. I didn't finish everything that I wanted to. Apartment and workout. This was all kind of happening simultaneously. And then Jeff got here and we went to dinner. Did I finish my tangent? Yeah, yesterday was just a mess. It was really just a mess, quite honestly. It was just, I felt off all day. Oh, we can continue the story. Okay, so woke up late, quote unquote. 6:30 is very late for me, for the record. My alarm is set for 5, but I often am up at between 4:30 and 5:30 every day. That's just how I prefer it, because I feel like I'm like getting ahead on everything and everyone and all the things. Then super weird interaction at the grocery store. That was a tape runner, don't be alarmed. And then worked and then got the bathroom done, and my cat, I love her, but she is trying to get used to a new litter box, so she hasn't quite figured it out yet, and so it's a lot of cleaning up throughout the day, and constant, like, there's literally like a puppy pad like circumference to her litter box right now to help me not want to murder her. And then on top of that, I went and cooked half the dinner to kind of like try to beat the rain, and then Jeff got here and he was like, I want to go to dinner. And so we went to dinner, and so we went to the Mexican restaurant that's close to me and that I absolutely love, and I have been completely craving, like insanely craving, just beef and cheese nachos. Oh, I could have used the toilet for that. It's okay. It's okay. And please tell me there's a yellow taco. There are lots of little yellow tacos. I love how I'm using green and yellow simultaneously through this, by the way. But yeah, I really wanted beef and cheese nachos, so that's what I ordered. And it wasn't on the menu. They had redone their menu. But I'm like, okay, let's break this down. Beef and cheese nachos is literally ground beef, which they're gonna have for tacos and other things. Like, ground beef is in high, like, they have that meat everywhere. Obviously you have tortilla chips because you have brought them to my table for free. Obviously you have cheese dip because, again, it is an appetizer. Like, this is, even though it's not on your menu, I know you can make it. It's like the meat and potatoes of every kid's meal in a Mexican restaurant. It was like, clearly, and I told him, I was like, hey, I know you don't have this on your menu. I know you guys can pull this off. Like, we've been there before they changed their menu. But anyway, so I go to the bathroom and I come back and they're like, yeah, we can't do it. And I was like, what? Like, I could not understand. Jeff could not understand. We were just super confused. Put Alien Earth because we started it, but we fell asleep before we even finished the first episode. So yeah, it was just, and then I ended up ordering birria tacos, and I asked for no cilantro, no onions, and wouldn't you know, delivered with cilantro and onions. Now, thankfully, the onions were easy to pick out. I just don't like crunchy onions. That's really what it was about. So I'm hoping that this is gonna have to work. And this is Nemophila blue. And I really like this blue. I've had it for a while. But yes, when that happened, Jeff was like, wow, like, cause he already knew all the other stuff. And I was like, he was like, I'm so sorry, babe. And I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm just a bad luck magnet. I really feel like I'm just a bad luck magnet. This day. Oh, I know what I did forget to put in here. It's okay. I can put it in the daily section. We paid out the beach trip here. I can put it in there since there's like credit, or not credit, there's space. Wow, I can't speak. But yeah, Jeff was like, I'm super sorry about that. Like, I mean, it's not your fault. But he still felt bad because, like, I was going to cook us dinner and all the things. And I was like, honestly, again, not your fault. And totally fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just I'm kind of a bad luck magnet today. So that was that. And then we came home and the cat peed in the floor. In the bathroom. It's all in the bathroom. So it's like all Cloroxable and fine. But still, that was a fun cleanup. Recreate her giant radius of puppy pads, and because I didn't have it set up enough at the time, and that's how it turned into a big cleanup operation. Apply gift card. I had an Airbnb gift card from Fetch that I needed. Oh, my light went out. Sorry if it's gonna shake the camera. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to use that light to give you guys better. It's the wrong green, y'all. Shoot. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Just gonna do that little guy. We're gonna let that sit. We'll keep that out, and we will fix it once that's had time to sit. Good Lord. But yeah, I just felt like a bad luck charm yesterday. That's all. It was a day. Everybody's got a day. It reminds me of that book that you read in school that's like Alexander is no good, horribly bad day thing. But it just felt like that. It was just meh. Unfortunately. But today is gonna be much better. I am very excited because I want to use these stickers. I have these like news alert stickers that I always forget that I have, but I'm super pumped about them. Okay, and I'm gonna have to look this up so I spell it correctly, but I think I can like guess how much space I'm gonna need. Announced, and then I'll drop here, use a YouTube icon for the plan with me. Put that with that. So I don't even know how to say this correctly. This is gonna be a mess, so let me see if I can look it up. But I have been, obviously, like most people, I have been watching the Hobonichi previews like a loon for, okay, so I'm gonna form a whole sentence. So I have been watching the releases every day because I was hoping that a particular artist was going to come back, and they are, and I'm so excited. I have had my cover picked out for months, and I had gone on JetPens to look for cream colored washi tape and noticed it was no longer in stock. So I panicked, searched the web and ordered one, and I didn't realize it would come from the original Hobonichi store, like the big launch. I don't even remember what the store is called. Let me see. It's called Hobonichi. The Hobonichi store is where it like launches at, and I was so excited when I saw that. Like, I was just so excited. I was like, oh, thank God, at least I have my cover, so if something happens. So this is actually going to be a really big purchase year for me because I need to get a Hobonichi Cousin, I need to get a Hobonichi Weeks, and I need a Hobonichi 5-year because my 5-year is running out this year. My Weeks is running out this year. I've used it for several years. So I've been able to really get the juice out of it, which is great. It's absolutely lovely, but it's still like, dear God. And I have been so excited about that in of itself, but then I was so excited that this artist is coming back. It is Yumi Katagishi. I guess, I don't know if that's right. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm so mortified and sorry. So I'm gonna write in Yumi I was so excited, and I really just wanted to write it down. And use one of these cute little new stickers, because I immediately like ran into the bathroom and told Jeff, even though he literally could care less about my planner excitement. That is just not in his wheelhouse. He's very supportive, but I mean, we've been together for 7 years. He's incredibly supportive about it at this point. He doesn't understand. I think the only thing he doesn't understand is the excessive amount of washing in my home. So let me know if y'all relate, where people are like, what the heck? One of my friends and coworkers, she was so funny, because the very first time she came to my house, she was like, I need to see washi. Like, please explain this. Like, she had looked it up, but she had not physically like seen it, touched it, what have you. And so I thought that was very funny, where she was like, I want to understand. Which is great. So today is already looking better and brighter. So there is that. I do have a lot to do today, and I could use that blue data. I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave that alone and just use the blue office. I could have used green, like kind of do what I was doing here, where it's like a mixture. I'm gonna do the blue and have this just be like an ultra, ultra, ultra blue spread. And then I'm not gonna put my line, and I'm not gonna put any of my tasks, because I honestly don't know what order I'm gonna do them in or how I wanna combat that yet. I started doing that a while back ago, because quite honestly, like, I just feel like the lighting looked weird when I looked through the thing. So sorry if it is weird. But I'm gonna put my pen up there. I'm gonna turn this so that you get like a good shot at this. Because this is where we're gonna end for now. The only other thing that I want to do is put down a purple day off sticker. It is my Friday off. I'm gonna put it here, because I'll probably wake up and work on some things pretty early, and I can always move that if I need to. But I'll probably be up at that point, like getting ready, getting things situated, kind of getting my whole life together at that point. And then I have a lot of running around to do tomorrow, which we will put in there tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed this little update and hearing about this is insane. Lord help me. Y'all don't need to watch this struggle. You really don't. But I'll check in with you guys soon, and we will work on updating Thursday and Friday the next time I see you. All right, see you soon. Hello, and happy Friday, everybody. We've got a little bit to fill in and chatter through, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is use the correct pen so that I don't get angry. But I'm going to just do what I always kind of do, which is write clients' last names to just kind of mark off whose, cases, tasks, etc. I worked on throughout the day. I had a lot to do on Thursday to prepare, and I didn't even put in here, I'll put it in at the end of this list. It's not like the most helpful thing, but to put it at the end. And then I'm gonna do I need to find my little I did get some pretty exciting news that one of my birthday orders has also shipped. So that's super exciting. I'm probably gonna have more haul videos than normal. Next month, because I have a lot of things that I'm gonna be ordering and that are coming in. I'm gonna put that little dot in there so that I can do because that was like pretty much right after the day got started. And then to be completely honest, the only thing that my like brain break task, because I've talked about that a little bit over in the previous clips, my brain break throughout the day was just literally oogling at the Yumi Kitagashi release. I couldn't stop. I really was just like transfixed as a whole. Like I couldn't concentrate on anything else all day long. And like, I don't know if I actually said this. I have already, Airbnb gift card, trip, 100% paid. Very exciting, and that covers up that little mess, and I gave it some time to dry. But normally, like, my brain break might be updating my planner or something like that. Like, that's usually what it is. I pick a planner and just kind of spend some time updating it. Sometimes I take all my planners because I'm a psycho. But I legitimately was just transfixed by the announcement, looking back at last year's stuff, looking at this year's stuff, trying to figure out what the pricing might be. Then I went on a random side tangent looking at her other stuff. It was just a whole thing. So there's that. That became my task throughout the day. And then I do want to use a ruler of some kind. I feel like my supplies are a little bit scattered right now, and that's just because I'm trying to do too many things at one time. I did stay late because, like I said, I had a lot to do. So I stayed till almost like 5:30. So I'm just gonna mark 5:30 for the sake of it, because I think I was like shutting down lights and everything. So 2, 3, 4, 30, 5:30. Okay. This is also why I don't draw in the line until after I complete it. And then as far as moods go, I would say I was in an okay mood. I'll stand by that. But I did end a little bit lower. And then I would say as far as my mood today, I'm kind of like in the middle. And I'll connect those dots. And then energy, my energy stayed really good. I was really proud of myself that I stayed late. And then I would say my energy has been more middle today. Like I can feel I'm starting to kind of like drop. So I'm gonna let those dry. I've already filled in the weather. Let's look at trackers, and I'm still doing complete crap at the bills. So let me grab that planner. Just so I can kind of get an idea for what I pay today versus what I actually need to pay to. And we're gonna pop this under. Okay, so let's start with green and check off any extra things that I got to do. I definitely logged the rest of my, I don't think I logged my food on Wednesday yet. I think that was done. So Thursday would be the blue. Half slash for skincare, full slash for vitamins and meds. I did log on my food. I did not get my steps. I did not do a workout read. I did work on downloading a different course, so it wasn't virtual voyage. Okay, now moving over to the bills. I'm gonna do a circle for one main. I'm gonna do a circle for American. What? If you guys can hear the rain outside, I'm sorry. I also, my pencil board is really far back, which isn't helping, so I'm sorry that came out super sloppy. I'm gonna go ahead and do a circle for Best Buy, car insurance, why? I hate this pen so much right now. Why are you skipping? And then I'm gonna do ones for Ashley. That is the sloppiest handwriting of my life. And Apple, because I did pay those today. Okay, so we're gonna skip this again for right now. Let some things chill out. Trackers. Did I touch my trackers yesterday? No. Weekly. Yeah, I did like a little update with you guys. Definitely didn't mess with my daily. Didn't do my weeks or my 5-year. I did make the bed because I always make the bed. I did not do my dishes like I should. I kind of worked with floors, definitely a litter box. I did not have a lot of time yesterday, to be completely honest. It was really work heavy, and then when I got home I really crashed out. I do want to leave that blue out because I do think I want to write some things in here. I'm bouncing all over the place at the moment. Am I done with the green, like for real this time? And then I want to use, this is one of my favorite purples. It is the plum purple. I do have like a more periwinkle color, but we're gonna skip that one for now. Let's finish up Thursday. So I came home late. I literally just ate the easiest thing that I could grab, essentially, that worked. And then I really just watched Atoll. Here we go again. Atoll. And then I kind of want to find a scrolling, almost like a doom scroll. Like, legitimately, like, it was a doom scroll. I was so bored. I was trying to find recipes, truthfully. I know I have them. Like, I'm certain I have them. And I would never use them. So, like, I really want to use it while this opportunity presents itself. If I don't find them in this section or my samplers, I will leave that for another clip. There we go. This is where we're at. And I know I probably have more, but this is really what was happening. I was like, how How is this going on here? Okay. And then I'm just gonna do I was looking for recipes because I feel very bored currently. I knew I had one. But I was just frantic for trying to find some recipes to get me from now to the beach that were kind of low cost, healthy, not super boring. Like, I was just all the things. I was having a whole thing. The last thing that I want to fill in is water. And I did not get all my water in. I missed it by 2. While we're down here, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in for 5. I have been doing horrible with water this week. And then while I've got the black out, I'm gonna do my little connecting dots, and then we will move on to today. Which it is about 7:30, so I am very done with the day. Okay. And I really kind of don't know what's happening tomorrow at this point. It's kind of up in the air dependent on if Jeff ends up being able to work at like a family property or not because of the rain. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so I woke up late and yeah, okay, so we've done mood, we've done energy, we've done weather. I'll do trackers across the bottom here in a second. So I did a toll, and you know what else I did do last night? And I certainly want credit for this, is my grocery list, and it was epic. If I had it handy, I would show you, but it basically spanned 1, 2, 3, I think at least 5 or 6 grocery stores. Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Walmart, Kroger, Publix. I think Fresh Market and Whole Foods are even on there. Target's on there, which you can argue with me about it being a grocery store. It was a mess. It was definitely a mess. So I'm gonna, I did it. I knew I'd mess it up eventually, but thankfully I caught it pretty early. But I watched another episode of It Toll. I'm probably butchering that, I'm sorry. And then I tidied the apartment and got ready to head out pretty early because I needed to run a metric amount of errands. And I did oversleep. So I got up about 6:30 and I actually woke up at 3:30 and could not go back to sleep. I think I was just really anxious. I think I was very anxious about the day as a whole. Like, there was a lot of errands I wanted to run. And I also, like, okay, let me clarify. There were a lot of errands I had to run. With it being my day off, I needed to go to places that are not as easy to access during the week or would be really draining to go try to do them on the weekend. And so I decided that I was going to go do them and treat myself to lunch, because that's always what I do on my Friday off. And I've been kind of doing the same loop. So if you've seen like a recent vlog of my last Friday off, it's the same thing. I didn't go to Whole Foods and I did not go to Fresh Market, and I did not go to Daiso. And I was very proud of myself for not going to Daiso. I'm gonna put a little bill here for, so I did pay bills before I leave, well, some of them. So that's gonna bring me down to here. So I'm gonna click off the ones that I paid today. I like having the color code, that's kind of fun. And then I set out to the other side of the globe, basically, of Atlanta. So I do want to try to find like a food sticker. That would work. And I don't think that one's like better for blue, unfortunately. Oh, I could have used that little purple and then used the meal for my lunch. Okay, so that's not gonna work. I know. I think I know. I was gonna use like an Aaron's. I'm running into a color situation now. Let's see what we can find. It felt like 6 million degrees today. Let me see. I don't think that there is a spring Aaron's. It was very hot today. That's like a real sticker. Okay, so I could use the driving or the groceries. Or I could use brown. I think I'm gonna use the brown. And clear out that row right there because we've got some brown in this spread, and that way I can pull this in here. So before I do the brown, I'm gonna do I should have dropped that line, but that's okay. It takes like an hour to get to this restaurant. And then I did some grocery shopping. At Total Wine and Trader Joe's. Just lightning outside. And I did treat myself to a slice of Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, which I am 100% going to enjoy. And I'm gonna put some hearts because I did stop by my mom's. That's about on point with where that was too. I stopped at my mom's to get a float for the beach. And then I kind of want to find like a girly sticker or like a bow or like a ballerina or something kind of girly. And I might have to do some digging for that because I did do the season finale of Atoll, and I definitely think that there's going to be a season 2 from the way that it ended. So I want to do some cute stuff with that. Otherwise, it was like literally unpacking the car and going to get my mail, like, and I'm tidying up the apartment. Like, it's gonna be like the most low-key evening. So I'm gonna look for like a cute, like maybe like purple bow sticker or some kind of like, maybe I have a spring girly sticker. I don't know why I'm like very dead set that it needs to be a bow, but I might actually have like a cute purple dress. The pink would look cute too. I thought I did. The other thing. Let's look in some samplers. I feel like I had something in mind, but I don't know what it was now. I do feel like I know what it is now. It is a sampler. And I'm gonna have to find it. I think it was called like a self-care. Sampler, but I don't 100% know why it's not in like my samplers, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're back to exactly the same conversation that we started with, which is I want to find a really girly sticker that works for that, because I don't watch really extra girly things like that very often. So it's going to be a really chill evening. So we're kind of done here. And then when I check in the morning, I'll have a better idea of what the heck is going on over the next 2 days, so we can work on that. As far as skincare, I'm going to do a slash, but I have a feeling I'm going to do both because it was such a hot day. That I feel like I'll feel better. I'm only going to do a slash because I forgot to take my meds with me while I was out, and I need to take them with food. I can take my medicine, I can't take my vitamins because it's recommended to take with food. You know what? I'm just gonna check it off and I'm gonna take all of them. It's fine. I haven't written my meals. I am not gonna hit my steps. Did not work out, did not read. All the things, check those off. We're updating the weekly now. Did not work on a daily. I did work on my weeks and get that little bad boy updated. And I'm probably going to work on the 5-year. I did make my bed. I did do dishes. Floors get a slash. Litter box thing. And I did get some garden time in. So there's that. All right. So thank you for that super fun little update. Like I said, I'll know more in the morning with what's going on. We just got to, we're weather dependent type of vibe at the moment. So there is that. If you guys have been following the Hobonichi release, and by the time this video uploads, a good bit will have come out. The full lineup will be up by the 22nd, which is like a few days after this video is gonna go live, so I feel like we'll know the majority of it. So let me know if you're picking up stuff, what you're picking up, what are you the most excited about, all the fun things. But I'm gonna clean up my stickers and I will see you guys in the morning. All right, bye. Good morning and happy Sunday, everyone. We are gonna wrap up this video. It is about 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, so we're gonna backfill Friday, Saturday, and pre-plan a little bit for Sunday. Today's a little bit up in the air, but I'll get to that when I get to that. So let's start with some trackers. So for Saturday, my mood was probably about here and my energy was probably about here. And then as far as today goes, I would say my mood is about the same and my energy seems to be about the same as well. Maybe a little bit higher, but questionable. And I am a morning person, so it makes total sense that I'm a little bit bouncy for this morning. So I'm gonna hold that here and then I'll connect the dots here in a couple minutes. My normal ruler is in a washi pouch that is in a backpack, I think, right now. So there's that. So let's do everything with black first and then go in from there. So I do want to check off 2 more waters. And then I do want to, my AC just cut off, so that got really nice and quiet. Here, I've been really shit about turning this light on and then remembering when it turns off. I haven't had any water yet today. I will get to that when I get to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and connect these dots. I would say I had really pretty good energy yesterday. Like I actually did one of my favorite strategies, which is watch an episode of something and then listen to the corresponding episode's podcast. And while that podcast is going, I do housework, journaling, like whatever the case may be. So that it's kind of a little bit of relaxing on a Saturday and actually doing some housework. And I'm gonna be doing that again today for as long as I'm actually home. I'm supposed to be going to Jeff's. I'm gonna put this off to the side or else I'm gonna end up pulling it by accident. I know, okay, let's just start with moods and energy and like work our way down and then we'll get over here. So, like I said, my mood was really good. My energy was really good. Not the highest of the high. I definitely am feeling that like downturn a little bit in my energy, but I feel like it was good. It was productive. I did hyper focus on a few things. So my big goals lately have been to like deep clean 1 room every week in my house. And yesterday was the living room. And I would say I got it to like, I don't know, like a solid 80. Mostly what's left is a like console table that's like right behind me and like all of my little craft compartments, but I don't know, like that's like a 10-minute project almost because it's so extensive. I'm also really starting to realize that I have a lot to do before I move, if I'm going to move next year, and I'm just trying not to stress out about it. But I did get a little hyper focused with cleaning out underneath my coffee table because there's like shelving. And I'm trying to think about beach trip supplies. So I was a little bit all over the place. I ended up spending like over an hour in my closet to like get it back together so that I could move stuff because there's a ton of stuff still out from Virtual Voyage because I'm still working through that. So you get the gist. You get the gist that it was a mess. I have decided that I am going to stick, oh, my washi pouch with my ruler was actually not packed in a backpack. It's right here. So I'm going to stick with the theme of purple versus a bow. And I mean, I still feel like this is a really girly thing, and she does kind of look like a ballerina, but I said I was gonna look for a sticker and I just couldn't find like a purple bow. I mean, naturally I'm gonna find one after. finished. Oh, someone just got home. I'm gonna do 4 stars for that. Sorry if you heard that noise. And then I prep 5-year. Sorry about that. I clearly need to make a 10-minute project phone storage because I'm always running out. But let's go ahead and check off some things. So I did not end up putting in my meals. I need to double check on my steps because I think I hit 10,000, but not more than that. I know for a fact I got all my steps in yesterday, but we're not to that color yet. And I didn't work out on Friday, read or do virtual voyage. Those are tracked. I could do a slash for 5-year because I worked on that in the evening. 1 task in 10 minutes. I think we're okay on all of those. So that will do it for purple. And if you notice on my weather, I've put in the temperature, but I haven't put in like the style of weather quite yet. Only because it's literally sunrise right now. So I really don't know what that's going to bring quite yet. And then I need to pick some colors. Maybe that one. And is this the cherry that I already used? That's poppy. I did cherry puree for that one. Do I want to use like these 2 pinks? Or do I want I don't think I really have a darker pink. Let's see what these look like on like a scrub piece of paper. I like it. That's what we're gonna do. Have a like finish in a nice like pink motif. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is move this little guy over here. And then I'm also gonna get the black back out because I need to do, oh, no I don't. I was gonna say I need to track my water, but we already talked about that, but I haven't done that yet. I will have to backfill my step situation and some meals throughout the day, but I'm just gonna be really generic and say update planner when we get there. Okay, so for Saturday, I didn't sleep in super late or anything like that. Let me see. There we go. That's the sticker book I'm looking for to see if there is a pink. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. So we've got like a little, I'm gonna do it here. So it kind of runs into both, like it's more centered where that pink, that particular pink is. I really like that. This is a very cut up sticker book and it's struggling. Okay. And I'm gonna move that off to the side so that I don't grab it by mistake. I ended up watching and just like that. I totally could have fit that on one bar. And then I did some 5-year prep, just kind of continued that. And then I went for, made you a little running sticker. You know, I don't actually know if I put these in my order. Now that I'm thinking back, how I said, like, I kind of needed to put these on my radar. I don't know that I actually did. 30-minute run. And then I want to use this, one of these like pink important stickers, because I'm trying to kind of mix some cardstock in here for sure. And I want to look and see if I have like a cleaning or something that'll fit. And I also kind of want to see, Jesus, this is like the most full envelope. This is also why I got another envelope. When really I didn't need one. I need to just stop buying stickers. That's like your sign when the stickers don't fit. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, I'm specifically looking for those food stickers. Aha! Okay, we're gonna use, I love this, a pink pizza. Because this is literally about the time that that happened too, which I love. And I love that I was able to even it out. Much needed Domino's pizza situation. Probably not much needed, but I had really been craving one the day before, and I was like, that actually sounds really good. And they had a good carry out pickup order situation, so I went with that. Okay, so I do want to look at cleaning stickers really quickly to see if there's like a pink that will work, and if not, that's okay. I might just use one today. I can use the trash can later on, for sure. I really think this is one of my favorite sticker books. Like if I were, I don't even know if they still make it, but like I really love that there's lots of colors in here and it's been super helpful. Okay, while I'm on this page, I'm gonna put these away. And then I'm going to get a cleaning sticker. I like the pink, but I also want to use a dusting because I'm not that fantastic about like sweeping, or is my other one that I really need to use. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the dusting, even though I like the pink for clean, and I could always use that like on a different day. So like I said, I was watching, and just like that, so I'd watch an episode, watch the behind the scenes stuff, because that's just how I roll, and then I would listen to the podcast. So for my cleaning task yesterday, like I said, was my living room. So I'm going to put in here living room. I also handled some stuff in the closet and then did a load of laundry. Honestly, a lot of it was like kind of a declutter nightmare. So I had all my virtual voyage stuff, not all of it, but I've really got it spread out all over the place because the next thing that I need to do is decide, actually I've already kind of decided, what am I going to work on at the beach? What's realistic to work on at the beach? And then go from there. So I'm trying to decide specifically what projects I want to work on so I can pack those supplies and not take my entire household. So there's that. So I just kind of did that in a rotation throughout the day. So I'd have kind of like an hour on, an hour off, or more, like more or less. I do want to put this little dot for, there's two like kind of, I'm gonna do the hummingbird. I was super excited. I was so excited. There was a hummingbird on my porch. Now you have to understand, and I say it in a lot of videos because there's noise. I live off of a highway and I'm on a 3rd floor apartment. Like, that's not birds all the time. Have I ever seen a hummingbird outside on my porch? No, not in 5 years. And so I was completely thrilled. And he seemed to be, they loved my strawberries and loved my lavender, and I was just completely shocked. I also think I figured out what trashed my cucumbers, but that's a different story. And I'm slowly working on getting the garden kind of, I'm starting to I know I can't write and talk at the same time. I'm really starting to realize like the garden is kind of done for this year. We've just had some really weird weather. Like, I kind of count on it being consistent somewhat, but basically I haven't been getting morning sun. The temperatures have been really bizarre, and I just don't think anything's really gonna come of it, unfortunately. So there went my light, but at least I noticed, so we're gonna do that and then let the screen settle. So I'm sorry for the shaking, but I'm just kind of having to dismantle it for right now. And that was pretty much Saturday. I took some trash and some packaging. I'm going to check off skincare, vitamins, and meds. I did not log my meals. Again, I have to double check on this. Actually, I know for a fact I hit yesterday's steps. I did work out. Everything else is a no-go. Did not work on the weekly. Did not work on a daily or my weeks. I did work on my 5-year. Again, it's more of a prep, so I get a slash. Making the bed was definitely done. Dishes were done. Floors get a slash. I don't know. I give myself, I don't know. I just didn't do it completely. Litter box definitely. One task definitely. 10 minutes definitely. Garden definitely. So you know what? We're just going to do the whole thing. I've earned it. I've earned a whole day of check marks, I think. Okay. And then we're going to put that one away. And this one was called Poppy Red. It was like one of the first Uniballs I ever got. Y'all, I'm so excited. I need to find out what point they are because I'm going to be really annoyed if they're not offered in both points. I use 0.38. So I'm going to be a little bit upset if I find out that they're not going to be offered in both sizes. But Uniball is working with one of the collaborators for the company for Hobonichi. One of the contributing companies to Hobonichi is partnering also with Uniball to come up with specifically color-coded uniballs that match. I'm trying to like describe this better. Oh, that's where that kit went. Okay, we're gonna take him out. That matches these. So it'll be like that color for that month, this color for this month, and I literally can't wait. Literally, I'm on pins and needles. And I found a kit. How fantastic. Okay, so I watched And Just Like That, and then I'm going to use a filming icon because I've got a few videos I want to do this morning before I head out to Jeff's. Like today's upload, for instance, that's been ready but not filmed. That sounds about accurate. Why is this? I could edit this out, but there's something magical about the real-time planning this. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. I'm gonna finish the plan with me, and this doesn't have a name on it, but we are in luck because I got these about a year ago, and I am working on prepping those pages. So this was called the Hinari series, the Sakura Monaka. Yes, perfect. Probably butchered that, and I'm probably gonna have an avalanche over on the side of me. September 20. No. Because it definitely wasn't. Have your flip, so I'm gonna let that sit just for a minute or so. Let's see if this is gonna be an all holy nightmare. Okay, it wasn't, thank you. And then I am going to list I need to make egg roll in a bowl filling, and I need to tidy the apartment, and I'm gonna try to do a load of laundry. So that's a lot to get done before I leave for Jeff's. I know I will stop at the grocery store on the way. But I am gonna leave this blank because I'm not 100% sure when I'm leaving and what we're doing the rest of the evening. If I were to wager a guess, this is gonna be my day. So all those little things. And then I'm going to stop by the grocery store on the way to his house because I think we're gonna have burgers, but plans could change and we could end up having like a date dinner or something. And then we are probably gonna go to his house and watch the new Alien series on Hulu. We started watching it the other night, but we will need to restart that episode because we both kind of crashed out a little bit. But I feel like this gives you a pretty good idea of what the week looks like. I don't think you need every little facet filled in. I am gonna go ahead and put a slash for skincare here. I do need to pay some bills, but none of these are immediate. My car insurance automatically withdraws, so I'll just need to check, and sometimes it won't pull over a weekend, so it might not pull until tomorrow, so I don't want to check that off just yet. I'm going to go ahead and do a check for the weekly And I've already started prepping some pages in 5-year. Yeah, and nothing else has really been accomplished at this point because, like I said, well, now it's 7 in the morning. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this little plan with me. Of course, I'm sure it was longer than normal, or it was long. They're never little. I hope you guys like that. Again, I've mentioned in a couple videos to let me know your thoughts. I just like the longer videos because that's what I consume. So let me know if you're interested in like kind of a sped up version or maybe like half of a week so it's shorter. Always looking for suggestions and very open to that feedback. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. In the meantime, we'll get some more pink sprinkled over here throughout the day, and I will talk to you guys soon. But until then, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye, everyone.